Hi, I'm Rennie. I am a mystic, novice spiritual life coach, and intuitive tarot reader. And today I'm here with some angel oracle messages, okay? And this is going to align with a lot of the messages that have been coming up for me about the collective energies, especially for those who also reside in the US like I do. This is a very karmic time. This is a very, very karmic time. There is a reckoning taking place here, and the ancestral spirits are very, very, very active at this time. And a lot of people are going through their spiritual awakening, some for the first time, okay? Some of us have been going through this in waves. A lot of us initially really experienced this heavily in 2020. I know for me, I feel like I've always been a little bit tapped in since childhood, but 2020 really did like heighten things for me. And I feel like I've gone through multiple dark nights of the soul. But for some people, this is their first time, or since last year, going through a very heavy dark night of the soul. And might I add that I feel we're also going through a dark night of the soul as a collective, particularly those in the US. But as a collective, I do feel like we're going through a collective dark night of the soul as, Pluto is in Aquarius and so many things are being revealed. We're living in very, 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 very karmic and serious times, okay? So with that being said, the first card out was about spiritual awakening, okay? This card talks about new beginnings, personal growth, inner peace, and transformation. It says, you're entering a new phase in your spiritual journey. While it may feel like a dark night of the soul, know that this is part of your awakening. You are on the path to enlightenment, and this challenging period will soon pass. Trust in the process of growth and transformation, okay? The thing about the dark night of the soul is while it's extremely painful and uncomfortable, there's a lot of shedding, there's a lot of redefining your own identity, shifting narratives, embodying the newer identity and newer version of yourself. And we're going to have to do that as a collective, as the old identity and the old ways are completely dismantled and new systems are going to have to be created. That process is not going to be pretty. Anybody who's been through a serious dark night of the soul, me again, an expert shadow worker, knows that that process is not comfortable. It's rarely pretty. And going through it as a collective is not going to look great. It's going to be terrifying, okay? I'm just going to be very realistic because I think that we really try to sugarcoat this experience in the spiritual community for whatever reason. But there's so much to be gained and learned through these periods of transformation, through the darkness. Okay, there's so much we need to shed and need to dismantle. Okay, so we're doing that as a collective, and a lot of people are awakening. A lot of people are realizing just how much of the things that they were conditioned to believe are just honestly BS. A lot of the ways that we were raised to believe and conditioned to believe is rooted in someone else's dreams and ideals, not our own. Okay. And right now is really a time to be learning how to lean into our intuition. I think a lot of the feminine energies in particular have really had heightened intuitive knowings about things, especially in the past year or so, as this awakening is taking place. So right now, we're being asked to and invited to lean into our intuitive knowing and trust our intuition. We have intuition for a reason, okay? And again, we've been really conditioned to think that logic rules all. Logic is like the best thing you can do. We have both. And we need to learn nuance. There is a reason to have intuition and to trust your spiritual knowing as a soul, but just as there's a reason and there's a time and place for you to use your logic, okay? Right now is a